you're not addicted to gaming. You're addicted to what gaming does to your brain. And the people who designed your favorite games, they knew exactly what they were doing. This isn't a video telling you to stop playing games. This is a video about understanding the system that was built inside your head, without your permission, so you can actually choose what you do with it. Let's start with the most misunderstood chemical in your brain, dopamine. You've probably heard that dopamine is the feel-good chemical. That's not quite right. Dopamine isn't about feeling good. Dopamine is about wanting. It's the chemical that drives you toward a reward, not the reward itself. Here's why that matters. When you get a kill in a game, your brain releases dopamine. But actually, your brain releases more dopamine right before the kill, during the chase, during the uncertainty. The moment you know you're about to win, the dopamine spike is already happening. This is called the anticipation response, and it's the core mechanism behind every casino, every social media platform, and every modern game ever designed. The loop works like this. You see an opportunity, a chest, an enemy, a loot box. Dopamine spikes. You go for it. You either win or lose. If you win, you get a small reward. If you lose, here's the key part, your brain doesn't give up. It says, try again. Because the possibility of reward is enough to keep the loop going. Slot machines work the same way. Scientists figured this out in the 1950s. Game designers figured it out too, and they built it directly into your controller. So how do modern games actually use this? Let's talk about variable reward schedules. This is the mechanism B.F. Skinner discovered in the 1950s when he was experimenting on pigeons. He found that if a pigeon got a reward every single time it pressed a lever, it would press it casually. But if the reward came randomly, sometimes yes, sometimes no, the pigeon became obsessed. It pressed the lever constantly, compulsively. You are the pigeon. The lever is the loot box. Modern games are built around variable rewards at every level. Random loot drops, random skin rarities, random enemy spawns, random matchmaking that sometimes puts you against easy opponents so you feel godlike and keeps you chasing that feeling. Then there's the XP system. Progress bars, level ups, battle passes, daily challenges, weekly missions. These aren't there to make the game more fun. They're there to give your brain a constant stream of small dopamine hits, so you never feel like there's a natural stopping point. Think about it. When was the last time a game said, "You've played enough today, come back tomorrow"? Never, because that would break the loop. Games used to have endings. You finished them, felt satisfied, moved on. Now they're designed to never end. Seasons reset, new content drops, the loop restarts. Your dopamine system never gets a chance to reset either. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Your brain adapts to dopamine. When you flood it with constant small hits, kills, loot, level ups, notifications, it starts to downregulate. It reduces its sensitivity to dopamine to compensate. The result? Things that used to feel exciting start to feel flat. Hanging out with friends, reading, going outside. Even other games that aren't as engineered. None of them hit the same way anymore. This isn't weakness, this is basic neuroscience. The same process happens with any dopamine-heavy activity. Social media, gambling, certain substances. Your brain calibrates to the new normal, and everything below that threshold feels boring. There's also what researchers call dopamine debt. When you stop playing after a long session, dopamine levels drop below your normal baseline. Not just back to normal, below normal. That's the feeling of emptiness after a long gaming session where you didn't even enjoy the last hour, but couldn't stop. You weren't having fun. You were avoiding the crash. And the game designers know about dopamine debt too. It's why games end sessions with a reward, a daily bonus, an XP summary, a "see you tomorrow" screen. They're cushioning the crash just enough to make sure you come back. So what do you do with this information? First, awareness is already half the battle. When you feel the pull to keep playing even though you're not having fun, you can now name what's happening. That's not nothing. Second, dopamine reset. Neuroscientists recommend periods of low stimulation activity to restore baseline sensitivity. That doesn't mean quitting games. It means intentionally mixing in activities with slower, more natural reward cycles. Exercise, creating something, cooking, talking to people in real life. Your brain recalibrates faster than you think, usually within a few days of reduced input. Third, choose games that respect your time. Games with clear endings, skill-based progression, and no variable reward monetization exist. They're just not the ones being marketed hardest because they're less profitable. The loop is real. But now you know how it works, and that changes things. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Understanding how the dopamine loop works doesn't ruin gaming. It actually makes you a better player because you stop being a passive target of someone else's system and start making actual choices. Do you game because you genuinely enjoy it? Or because stopping feels worse than continuing? That question is worth sitting with. Next video, why games don't feel the same as they did 5 years ago. Spoiler, it's not nostalgia, and it's not your fault. If this made you think about something differently, subscribe. That's the only loop we're running here.